Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Keaton Hall. Senate Bill 150 underwent several changes in the legislature yesterday. The House modified it, adding an amendment from House Bill 470, banning gender-affirming health care for minors. A lot of controversy surrounded this bill, some lawmakers voting against their party lines. Today, they told Samantha Valentino why.
The House passed the new version of Senate Bill 150 with a vote of 75 to 22, a near party line vote with the exception of one Democrat voting in favor and 3 Republicans voting against it, including Representative Kim Banta.
I felt like we were singling out a very fragile group who already struggle for acceptance. And I just, honestly, I said, this is mean. And I can't do this.
Representative Banta says that as an educator, she couldn't support the bill.
These are solid, smart, wonderful people, and they really want to protect children. But as an old principal, me protecting children was accepting everybody as they were when they came in the front door.
Because of the changes made to Senate Bill 150 in the House, it had to be reapproved by the Senate. Thursday, the bill passed on another near party line vote of 30 to 7, with one Republican, Senator Danny Carroll, voting against the bill, and one Democrat, Senator Robin Webb, voting in favor of the bill.
There's a lot of factors that go into how a person votes. Party is not one of mine, it never has been.
Senator Webb says she was highly conflicted on this measure. One lawmaker spent a lot of time debating.
I think the issue is going to be ongoing. I think some of it will go on to be decided in a court of law, where it probably should be. And that was part of the impetus behind my yes vote.
In Frankfort, Samantha Valentino, WKYT.
Senate Bill 150 now heads to the governor's desk. Governor Beshear can veto it. However, lawmakers could override that action at the end of the month.
Well, cold air has pushed back into the region this evening. We will continue to see the potential for some really cold air as we run through the nighttime hours. Here's a look from downtown, or not downtown Hazard, but a look at Hazard from our WYMT studios this evening. It is chilly. We're in the mid-30s out there right now. We will continue to see that cold weather as we head through the nighttime hours. Middle and upper 30s right now, but already seeing some low 30s sneaking in. Irvin's at 30. Moorhead is at freezing, along with Somerset and Monticello, so we will continue to, and Wise, so we'll continue to see the mild air. Winds out of the north and west, they're calming down. Sustained 13 in Harlan right now, though, gusting to 18 there, 22 in Jacksboro, but the gusty winds have moved out. We saw gusts 25 to 30 in many spots earlier on today. Pinpoint Doppler's a clean sweep. The last of our shower activity well onto the east. We got one more little spoke of energy working its way through central Illinois that will bring us the possibility for a few showers as we head into the day tomorrow. Actually, we've sped on ahead through the day on Saturday and into Sunday. I can tell you that we're looking cloudy at times, but okay as we head into the day tomorrow. Towards Sunday, that's where we see the potential for some clouds hanging on. I don't think we're there completely out the door as we head into the day. Yeah, it's going to be another chilly one to start. We end up in the 30s and 40s for daytime highs. We will continue to see clear skies Sunday night into Monday as well. It's looking like another chilly one. We'll continue to see dry skies as we start the work week out there as well. So if you need to get the old car washed, well, not a bad idea for the next few days. I'd say we're in pretty good shape. The mowing forecast as well in pretty good shape the next few days. Enjoy it now because changes are on the way as we head a little bit later on in the forecast. On that Community Trust Bank 7-day forecast, where your weekend is always in view, a mix of sun and clouds as we head into the next couple of days. We'll slowly start to warm up, though, as we head towards Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, with the potential for a few storms as we head towards the end of the week, with those highs getting back near 70. Keaton?
I got my eye on that 70. Thank you, Evan. Folks across the region gathered today to celebrate St. Patty's Day and a Big Cats win. Here in Hazard, the Appalachian Arts Alliance held a St. Patrick's Day party, raising money and cheering for the Cats. Appalachian Arts Alliance Executive Director Tim Deaton says fundraisers like tonight's are important for them and the community.
We provide classes here for students and for people in the community, often at times at absolutely no cost, and a lot of that comes straight out of our operational funds. These types of events, you know, you're not just coming out and drinking green beer and just listening to some good music. You're also providing opportunity for children and people in the community to access the arts, even if they can't afford it.
Music at the Art Station tonight was provided by Ben Fugit and Kevin Howard. Over 450 high school and middle school students participated in a Kentucky Technology Student Association competition. This is the first time middle school students were involved, as organizers hope to introduce STEM-related skills at an even earlier age. Sponsor Stanley Pigman says they're trying to set a larger pathway for students.
What we hope is to introduce middle school students to STEM curriculums that they'll then follow into high school, which will then lead them to universities for STEM-related fields, computer science, engineering.
The Kentucky TSA statewide conference will be held in Louisville from April 10th to the 12th. While schools are dealing with illnesses, school administrations are not only focused on the safety of students, but the safety of teachers and substitutes. Attendance has dropped during the past couple of weeks. WYMT sat down with Perry County Schools Instructional Supervisor Josh Baker about what he's seen in the schools.
With the sickness, it's always tougher because then, you know, a lot of our subs may be retired teachers, and you know, they may have health concerns themselves, or they may be sick themselves.
Baker also added that only so many substitutes can be at one single school. Baker said with the limited number of subs and the increasing levels of sickness, district officials decided to transition to NTI days to keep everyone safe. The Leslie County school system is saddened by the loss of retired teacher and the current volleyball coach. Lisa Wilson worked for Leslie County schools for more than 30 years, but the girls she coached say she will always be remembered for more than just her successful coaching career.
She really did care about everybody, and she was so fun to be around. You know, she never brought us down. It was just so uplifting and positive, and we just couldn't have had a better one.
During Lisa's time as the high school volleyball coach, her team had 289 wins, 7 district championships, 3 All-A championship, and her team finished as Region 14 runner-up 3 times. Elk Tours are back on the calendar at the Breaks Interstate Park. The guided tour through a reclaimed mine site in southwest Virginia invites folks out for a glimpse of the mountain region's own magical reindeer. The program comes from the original partnership between Virginia and Kentucky, bringing the once local elk back to the region.
That is one of the things that made the park possible in the first place. So we really love the elk program because it was made possible by interstate cooperation.
You can book an elk tour by following the link on our website. Today, all 3 of the leading insulin providers have agreed to cap insulin prices at $35 a month. Sanofi is the latest to agree to the price cap, following a $35 cap for Medicare recipients. President Biden has been calling for $35 insulin across the board. Despite all of the country's insulin makers also signing on, the White House says it's still imperative that Congress passes legislation requiring the $35 cap.
All 3 major manufacturers have taken important steps to lower costs for American people, but they've each announced a different set of programs that are available to folks on kind of a patchwork basis. What we need here is for Congress to act and establish a clean requirement across the board that all Americans in all forms of health insurance have access to $35 insulin. That's the way we're going to ensure that nobody falls through the cracks and everyone can afford this life-saving medication.
Eli Lilly's price cap is already in effect. The others go into effect in January. In New York, officials are preparing for the possible indictment of former President Donald Trump. It's connected to the investigation into hush money payments made to adult film star Stormy Daniels. Law enforcement agencies have reportedly been meeting to discuss security and the possibility of the unprecedented arrest of a former U.S. president. Sources say an indictment could come as early as next week. If Trump is indicted, his Secret Service detail would deliver him to the Manhattan District Attorney's Office for fingerprinting and mugshots. He would then be brought before a judge and then released. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. John Lowe and Courtney Lane Brewer will have highlights and scores from the NCAA tournament, including Kentucky's game against Providence. Sports Overtime is coming your way right after this break.
Download Investigate TV for your Roku and Amazon.